Hey everyone, welcome to today's deep dive. We're going to dig into a career path that's seriously hot right now, ICT Environmental Manager. And you're already ahead of the game just by being curious about this. Because let's face it, who isn't thinking about how tech impacts the environment these days, right?
Right.
So say you want to make tech work with the planet, not against it. I like your style. But what does an ICT Environmental Manager actually do all day?
Yeah.
It's got to be more than just like swapping out light bulbs, right?
More, yeah. Think about the sheer scale of tech we're using in any business today.
Yeah.
I'm talking data centers, networks, smartphones, all of it. Every single bit has an environmental impact. An ICT environmental manager's job is to analyze that whole footprint.
Footprint, meaning
Everything. We're talking CO2 emissions, the energy consumption of every device, the whole shebang. And they don't just understand the problems.
Right.
They're the ones who come up with the solutions.
So instead of just knowing there's this carbon footprint, they're figuring out how big it is and how to shrink it.
You got it. They research new technologies. They develop these company-wide green policies. They're the bridge between the tech world and a sustainable future.
Wow.
And this role is really taking off because businesses are realizing they can't afford to ignore this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Not just ethically, but financially, too.
It's a win-win. Now, one thing that really jumped out at me in the guide was that you need more than just tech skills for this.
Right.
Communication, policy development, even legal stuff came up. Is that for real?
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just about being good with computers.
Yeah.
It's about getting people on board with change. You might be surprised how much negotiation is involved.
Yeah.
Imagine. You have to convince a department head to adopt a greener technology, right? Even if it means changing their entire workflow or even their budget. That takes serious communication skills.
Wow, that's a side of things I hadn't even considered.
Yeah.
It's like being a tech whisperer and a sustainability champion.
Exactly.
All rolled into one.
Exactly. And on top of that, you've got to keep up to date with all these environmental regulations that are always changing, too.
Yeah.
It's a really dynamic field. Requires a pretty diverse skill set, for sure.
So how do you build those skills?
Right.
Are we talking like traditional degrees, specialized certifications, or what?
Well, I'd say a solid academic background is key. Think
Wow.
environmental science, sustainability, information technology, even business administration.
Okay.
But then layering on certifications, that's where you really make yourself stand out. Two big ones the guide mentioned were LED, Green Associate, and Certified Energy Manager.
Okay, I got to ask, what do those even mean for someone who might be totally new to this?
Great question. LED Green Associate, that's all about sustainable building practices, which is huge for data centers and offices.
Okay.
Certified Energy Manager is about optimizing energy use. Again, vital in a tech-heavy environment. These certs tell employers that you're serious.
Like a stamp of approval saying,
Yeah.
this person knows their stuff.
Exactly. And don't underestimate just constantly learning, keeping up with things. This field is evolving so fast. Staying current is going to be crucial for success.
So we've established this isn't your average desk job.
Right.
But what does actually climbing the ladder in this field even look like?
Yeah.
The guide laid out 4 main career stages.
And each one...
Wait, hold on. Before we jump into that, I want to make sure we're crystal clear on something.
Okay, yeah.
We keep saying green ICT, but what does that actually even mean?
Ah, right. It's about making every single aspect of information and communication technology more environmentally friendly.
Okay.
Think energy-efficient hardware, sustainable software design, reducing e-waste,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so it's not just about making one thing eco-friendly, it's about the whole tech ecosystem.
That's it.
Got it. Now, about those career stages.
So you start with that solid foundation of green ICT knowledge,
Yeah.
and then you're climbing that ladder.
Okay.
That first step up is usually a junior ICT environmental analyst position.
Entry level, but I bet it's still a super important role.
Oh, absolutely.
What are they actually doing day to day?
This is where you're really getting your hands dirty,
Yeah.
doing data analysis, supporting the development of those green policies,
Right.
really learning the ropes from the more senior people on the team.
So a bit like an apprenticeship for saving the planet.
Exactly. And they're already making a real difference, a tangible contribution.
Yeah.
Then you move up to ICT Environmental Coordinator.
Okay, so they've put in the work, paid their dues.
Right.
Now what? More responsibility.
For sure. At this level, you're taking all that knowledge and you're really putting it into action. They're the ones doing that applied research to find new green ICT solutions.
Right.
They're updating company policies, making sure those sustainability targets are actually happening.
So this is where you start to see the direct impact of all that hard work.
Yeah.
What's next? Senior ICT Environmental Manager.
You got it. This is where we leave behind just implementing and move into leading.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, big shoes to fill.
For sure.
Yeah.
They're analyzing the CO2 footprint of the whole organization.
Right.
Managing a team of other ICT environmental professionals.
Wow.
It's a whole other level.
Could have been a career glow up.
Right.
But there's one more step, right?
Yep.
ICT Environmental Director.
The top of the mountain. This is where you're setting the environmental vision for the whole company.
Wow.
They're the ones identifying those really innovative green ICT initiatives.
And they're working with the higher-ups to really weave those sustainable practices into every single level of the business.
Wow. Talk about impact.
I know, right?
It's amazing to see how much someone in this role can achieve,
Yeah.
going from analyzing data to actually shaping the entire environmental strategy of a company.
Absolutely, yeah.
You've convinced me. So let's say someone is totally on board with this career path. It's dynamic, it's important,
Right.
but how do they actually land one of these jobs?
Right.
The competition has got to be fierce.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this guy didn't come with a magic get hired button or anything.
Right. Right.
But it did mention some seriously cool tools.
You're talking about AI, right? Because
Yeah.
AI seems to be popping up everywhere these days.
And for good reason.
Yeah. The RoleCatcher excerpts talked about these AI-powered tools that are total game changers for job hunting these days.
Like what?
Well, we're talking resume optimization, where an AI actually looks at your experience
Okay.
and the job description and helps you tailor everything to be super impactful.
Whoa. So it's like having a personal branding expert in your pocket.
Pretty much. And it gets even cooler.
Okay.
There are these platforms now where you can actually practice interviews with an AI
What?
that then gives you feedback on everything.
No way.
From your answers to even, like, your body language.
Okay, that's the next level.
Right.
I remember being terrified of mock interviews,
Yeah.
but having an AI coach you through it,
Totally.
that takes the pressure off
Yeah.
and lets you just focus on improving.
Exactly. And in today's job market, it's not enough to just be qualified.
Yeah.
You have to stand out.
Right.
AI can really help you do that, highlighting your strengths, making sure you're putting your best foot forward.
Like having a secret weapon.
Right.
You walk into an interview confident, knowing you've got this cutting-edge tech on your side.
Exactly. But it's important to remember, the AI isn't replacing you.
Right.
It's empowering you to succeed.
I like that. It's pretty wild to think about how much AI is changing things up, even just in the job search. But speaking of change, this guide kept mentioning applied research for ICT environmental managers. What's that all about?
Well, it means you're not just using those existing solutions,
Yeah.
You're on the cutting edge, actually finding new ways to make tech more sustainable. Think of it like this. We know solar panels are good for the environment, right?
Right.
But what if someone could figure out a way to make them twice as efficient?
Oh, wow.
That's applied research in action.
Okay, so instead of just, like, implementing the green tech that's already out there, these managers are really pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And it's really needed because technology is always evolving so quickly, right?
Right.
It's this constant race to make sure that evolution is a sustainable one.
So what are some of the big challenges these ICT environmental managers would tackle with this applied research?
Whoa.
Like, what are the big questions they're trying to answer?
Oh, there are so many. Like, how do we make data centers even more energy efficient?
Okay.
Can we design eco-friendlier smartphones, laptops? How do we even begin to deal with all the e-waste from old tech?
Right.
These are big, complex issues,
Yeah.
and these ICT environmental managers are really on the front lines of finding solutions.
It's kind of inspiring, honestly. We started out just trying to unpack what an ICT environmental manager even does day to day,
Yeah.
explored the skills you need, even got into the nitty-gritty of how to actually land that dream job.
Right.
And now we're talking about, like, shaping the entire future of tech.
That's what's so exciting about this field. It's not just a job. It's a chance to make a real difference.
Absolutely. So to anyone listening who's feeling that little spark, that drive to really use their skills for good, remember everything we've talked about today. This career path has incredible potential, not just for your own growth, for making a positive impact on the planet. And don't forget about those RoleCatcher resources we talked about.
Yeah.
AI might not have all the answers yet, but
Right.
it can definitely help you out with your job search.
For sure. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one who discovers the next big thing in green ICT.
I love that. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those green flags flying high.